Had no need to fight tonight.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 guns inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Now, I know it's super early in the season, and I normally do this weekend, but basically, now I've got a couple of guys that are sending me in stats and have been testing the guns for a while, and I've been grinding it out recently as well, so I've got a pretty good understanding of where the guns are at right now, and I think I've compiled a really good top 5 guns list. Now, as I said before, everything will be supported by stats, so I'll be giving you guys the most important stat in my opinion, which is time to kill, how long it takes to kill your enemy at certain ranges. For these stats, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Sorbet, and also his clan Task Force 141, and also a shout out to the Psygnox Familiar team. And yeah, both of these guys help me out a lot with stats, so I really appreciate it. Make sure to join their Discord servers. I'll be linking both of them in the description down below. But yeah, just before we get into the video, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Also join my Discord server. I'll be linking that in the pinned comment down below as well. Alright, so regarding the gunsmiths that I'm using for this video, just subscribe and, stay tuned because I'm going to be releasing a bunch of gunsmith videos over the next week or so. And yeah, they're going to be updated and I think they're going to be top notch. For our first honorable mention, we have the MSMC. The MSMC actually has really good stats and the time to kill drop off on this gun is really minimal. It's actually one of the fastest killing guns at like long ranges, which is pretty hard to believe, but that's part of the reason why this gun has been so underrated for so unbelievably long. So yeah, that's the MSMC at the honorable mention. Alright, so coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the Peacekeeper. Now, I put the Peacekeeper as the number 1 most underrated gun in my top 5 underrated guns video, and I stand with that. However, I think it just deserves to be on the top 5 guns list now, just because of how good this gun feels and how good these stats are. So taking a look at the stats, up to 17 meters, it has a 250 millisecond time to kill, which is actually really consistent, up to 17 meters. Following that, up to 39 meters, it has a 33.3 millisecond time to kill. However, getting that 250 millisecond time to kill is still achievable. And finally, beyond that, getting like 6 shots in that, that's going to be 416 milliseconds. As I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, the Peacekeeper is so underrated. Like, just people just don't use this gun enough. Even when, stats tests and stuff tell us, oh, the Peacekeeper is super good, it's underrated as well. People just don't use it enough. And so the fact that I'm putting in a top 5 guns list video, I hope that it shows, how good this gun actually is. And hopefully some more people start using it because it definitely deserves more recognition. Alright, so coming in at the number 4 spot, we've got the MX9. So in the new update, this gun was barely changed at all. So it's basically remained just as OP as it was last season. And yeah, I definitely think it's deserving of a number 4 spot, especially with the times to kills that you're getting around closer ranges. So up to 12 meters, you'll get a 4-shot time to kill of 210 milliseconds. However, if you hit a headshot or something like that, and you get a 3-shot, you'll get 140 milliseconds, which is pretty insane. Moving on to up to 16 meters, so 12 to 16 meters, you'll get a 5-shot, which is 280 milliseconds, and then 16 to 21, and after that, you'll be getting a 7-shot, which is, let's have a look, 420 milliseconds. Now, obviously, you got 8 shots, 9 shots, and 10 shots as well for longer ranges. So, obviously, as you can see from these statistics here, I would highly recommend just using the MX9 as a close-range weapon. It's really not that good for medium or long ranges. It's mainly just close range. So, close range, close/medium sort of little thing. That's where you want to be using this gun at, because that's where the prime is, and that's where you're going to beat most of the players using other guns in the game. But yeah, MX9, what do I think of it? I think it's a really fun gun to use. I use this gun in ranked all the time, and I always have a blast using this gun. So yeah, if you guys aren't using the MX9 already, you're probably living under a rock. So get out from under that rock and start using the MX9. So our second honorable mention goes to the Kiki-9. The Kiki-9 is a great gun. However, I just don't think it competes as well with the other guns that are on this list, at least statistically. In terms of feeling, in terms of experience with this gun, it's been longer in the game, whatever. Yeah, maybe, but in terms of statistics, not really. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the HVK30. Now, I just like to give a quick note that the top 3 guns on this list are pretty interchangeable. You could put the number 3 at the number 1, the number 2 at the number 3, you know, number 1 and number 2, something like that. But yeah, the HVK, it's kind of forgotten right now. Ever since the 2-shot, you know, bug that we saw earlier in the season, people have just forgotten about the HVK. But this gun is insane. This gun is still insane. And, you know, the statistics really show how insane this thing is. Alright, so at close range, if you hit 2 headshots, you're getting an 84 millisecond time to kill. Now, obviously, this is unlikely, but it's just kind of funny because 84 milliseconds, I mean, that's less than some people's ping. So, yeah, that's a possibility. But, yeah, 3-shot time to kill is probably the most likely. That's around all chest, you know, lower arm, stomach sort of regions. So, that will give a 169 millisecond time to kill, which is insane. 169, that is really, really good. That is borderline broken. So I like, when you're using this gun in ranked, you can feel how good the close range time to kill is. It's actually crazy. From 7 to 26 meters, you're going to be getting a 4-shot, which gives you a 253 millisecond time to kill. Do you guys see how consistent that time to kill is? And like 253, that's like the close range time to kill that you're getting on some other guns that are on this list. So this gun is crazy in terms of time to kill. It's absolutely crazy. And then after that, from 27 meters plus, you're going to be getting a pretty not so good time to kill. So I probably would not be recommending you to use this gun after 27 meters. But to be honest, you're not going to be taking that many 27 meter gunfights. So should be alright. Hopefully you guys can see from these stats just how insane this gun is. Before, you know, I got these stats sent to me, I didn't really remember the HVK even existed. But then after using this in ranked, after testing it out, after looking at these bloody broken statistics, I can safely say HVK could be at the number 1 spot. I'm going to be honest, it's crazy. I reckon the only major downside on this gun is just the magazine capacity. It's just a little lagging on that front. But for the rest of, you know, everything about this gun, it's insane. It really is insane. And you guys need to start using this gun. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got none other than the hologra 26. Now, yes, the hologra did get nerfed, but it really didn't do that much. This thing is still... it's bloody broken. So up to 20 meters. Can we just talk about how consistent that time to kill is? From 0 to 20 meters, you're going to be getting a time to kill of 254 milliseconds. If you hit a headshot, that's going to be 169. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And then up to 50 meters. Up to 50 bloody meters, you're going to be getting a 338 millisecond time to kill. This is one of the most consistent guns in the game right now. The time to kills on this gun are so consistent at so many ranges, and that's why this thing is still broken, combined with a 100 round magazine. Dude, I don't think I need to say anymore. You guys used the hologra last season, and you know how broken it was, so it's basically the same this season. There's not that much of a difference, so yeah, hologra's still on top, I guess. Alright, the last and best honorable mention gun on this list is going to be the PB19 Bison. I think the PB19 Bison is a really great gun to use. It's really good in all the areas except for the time to kill. It's just a little bit lacking on the time to kill compared to some of the other guns on this list. So yeah, that's why it's at the honorable mention spot. Coming in at the number 1 spot for like the 3rd or 4th season in a row, got none other than the ASVAL. ASVAL, the king of close range, maybe combated by the MX9 a little bit, but not that much. This thing is bloody insane. I mean, the nerf really didn't do anything to this gun, if we're going to be honest. So minimal, and this thing feels as good as ever. And as you guys know, I love using the ASVAL, so that's why it's on the number 1 spot for like the 3rd or 4th season in a row. Alright, so up to 21 meters. 21 meters! That's the highest consistency at close range that we've had on the list so far. It has a 4-shot, which is 225 milliseconds. I don't think you guys understand how insane that is. Up to 21 meters, you're getting a time to kill that other guns are getting at around 0 to 7 meters or aren't getting at all. So, I don't know, man. The stats kind of speak for themselves. And if we go to 31 meters, we've got a 5-shot, which is 300 ms, which, by the way, is still really, really good. And then, you know, from 31 meters, you got a 6-shot for 375 ms, which is still insanely good. But let's be honest, you're not really going to be using the ASVAL after like 31 meters, or any guns for that matter. The ASVAL, man, the stats speak for themselves. The gameplay of this gun just speaks for itself. It's such a good gun. I don't really, you know, I can't really see any flaws in the weapon except for the bullet speed, you know. There's a slight, you know, difference in when you shoot and when the bullet actually reaches the target. But since you're going to be using the ASVAL mostly in close range gunfights, this isn't that much of an issue. It is noticeable from medium to long range gunfights, but I mean, if you've ever played on more than like 50 ping, like you'll sort of, it feels like that, you know. And honestly, that's not a bad feeling because your shots are still going to reach your target anyway. It's just like, it just feels a little bit, you know, off. But to be honest, I've gotten used to it. I mean, I've played on different servers, you know, before, so it basically feels the same as that. And I don't really see too much of an issue unless you're a guy who plays on 2 ping every single day. That's my top 5 guns list. Let me know in the comment section down below what your top 5 guns in the game are right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.